Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptocurrent. Your host here, Richard Carthon. And today I got a special guest all the way out in the country of Georgia, working on a ton of great projects. Originally started in the Bitcoin ATM market, but now has expanded to a lot of other offerings. Excited to learn more of. We have Cryptex. We have George. How are you doing today?
Hello, Richard. Thank you for inviting me here. We're doing fine. The weather is fine here, and we're waiting for summer and good things for crypto.
For sure, man. Well, it's a fun time to be in the world of crypto right now. A lot of bullish things going on, so it's definitely a fun time to be here. But before we dive in, learn more about Cryptex, let's learn about you. Give us some background about you.
Yeah. So actually, I first heard about crypto quite late. It was about 2015, so it's considered late for the early adopters. So I made some couple of investments, actually, of course, Bitcoin as well, Ethereum. Actually, my brother is a thoracic surgeon, and he bought the Ethereum mining, stuff. He was mining, the thoracic surgeon, so he was, I think, more into it than me. So actually, I exited the first time in 2017 September. So for 3 months, when the price was still going, I felt very stupid. And 1 month after that, in the fourth month, I was like, okay, I think I've exited well. So then I was always following it, but I actually have not started in this direction, working in this direction until in 2019, when Georgian serial entrepreneur and a very successful individual contacted me about this opportunity, the Cryptex itself, which was just starting. So we were just starting that time to join as a CFO that time at the group level. So that's when I joined and dived in more into crypto. And I actually moved from investment banking. So very, very finance,
traditional.
Hard finance, traditional thing, into crypto. And I think the timing was great that time. Yeah. And I see that I made a good decision by choosing
absolutely.
that. And the move was quite bold for me that time,
Right. No, man, that's great. And even with you saying you got in late, quote unquote, at 2015, I personally got in beginning of 2018, but even everyone listening right now, 2021, relative to where we are in the grand scheme of crypto, it's still super early. We are still very early in this journey that is. So I just wanted to definitely echo that really quickly. But it's really cool to see that you came from the traditional finance background. I did as well. I worked at a Merrill Lynch back in the day, and then transitioned into some other things. But it's interesting that a lot of traditional finance people are making the conversion over into crypto because they see, and I don't want to speak for you, but just how the opportunities that's available in the crypto realm and what all can come. So let's dive into Cryptex. So what made you transition away from traditional finance into Cryptex, and then let's dive into what that has evolved into.
Yeah, great. Thank you for that. Actually, Cryptex itself started with crypto ATM companies, as you mentioned, in 2017. So about six crypto ATMs were opened, in Georgia. And then as we saw that there was demand and everything, so we added. So we have all sorts of manufacturers that we are using for that. And then we thought that we should build a whole ecosystem around it. And in Georgia, there are quite good talent, tech talent mostly, but we still had trouble finding some, blockchain developers this stuff. But, lots of people also transitioned that time. So we assembled quite a great team, a small team of, entrepreneurs and starters that time. And we started working on crypto and blockchain related solutions. The first major project was Cryptex Wallet, which we launched for our internal users. We launched it 2 years ago, but we've kind of started marketing it outside the group about 1 year ago. And the main reason why we started with that was that we were using some other third-party wallets at the time for our crypto ATMs, but we thought that we could save money. And once we started saving money, then we got some feedback from, some affiliated companies that, oh, guys, your soft is good, so why don't you, develop it further? And then we started investing a little bit more in UX and UI to make it easier, for the customers, for the business. It's a B2B wallet, mostly for operational uses. Kind of wallet as a service, and then when the demand kicked in, and we are kind of onboarding new customers on a daily basis now. So that project appeared to be quite successful.
Yeah. It's amazing. Congrats on that. Definitely see the use case. You're like, man, we're letting these users use a different wallet when we could create our own. We can make it easy for them and they could just incorporate it. So I see that smooth transition into why that makes sense. And it's really cool to see that that's growing. But then, as that kind of picked up, it sounds like you were like, wow, there's so many other like streams that we could go and help people. So let's dive into that a little bit. What are some of the other things that Cryptex has going on?
Yeah. So apart from that, we've also launched an crypto exchange. It's called crypto.com. It's quite small now because it was launched about like 3 months ago, but it always has quite good traction here in Georgia and in the regional countries, but we are trying to expand internationally as well. And the main thing is that there are quite low fees and quite kind of easy and fast transfers around it. We worked with 2 London Stock Exchange listed banks. So like these banks are based in Georgia, but they are listed in LSE. So that makes us very smooth, and we have all this email and other procedures that help us stand out. And that helps us work with the banks better as well. So we feel very confident in our standing, and we feel that we'll be able to expand in the Eastern and Western Europe soon. And we're just starting our marketing campaign towards that direction. Apart from that, we have about a team of about 60 or 70 developers now. So, these projects are kind of, divided like based on this talent that we have available now. Right. And another major, I think the biggest project that we've launched about 2 weeks ago, so it's very, very kind of new, is called Cryptex Terminal. And this is kind of a tool mostly for experienced crypto traders, but also quite useful for the newcomers as well. Like who have, for example, let me give you just a brief example about that. So I imagine that you might have like lots of different accounts on different exchanges, right? I don't know. There are, hundreds and hundreds of different exchanges. So, and you might want to use some strategies. Maybe you want to make some arbitrage profit, like buying somewhere in one exchange and selling in another, and so on, just to make it the short-term for short-term differentials in prices. Or you want to kind of launch your MACD bots or any other like Bollinger Bands and so on, right? So you can do what if I told you that you could do that everything from one place on one user interface, where you can link all your accounts that you have on different exchanges through APIs to one system and do all your trades here without kind of logging in on 10 different exchanges, so to say. Right. So that makes it very, very easy to, for you to develop different strategies, to, look, see, and utilize some price differentials that there are, and, profit even when you sleep while bots are doing what you should be doing, so to say.
Man, let's spend some time on that one really quickly. So you talked about 2 different streams. One was the exchange where people could go and have some different opportunities to buy and sell different cryptos that are also linked to some local Georgian banks, but you're also trying to expand to some other European countries. But the one that you just spoke on, I think I need to go back and just talk to everyone that's listening right now and say how huge of a deal that is. So I'm part of a crypto fund in the States, and one of the opportunities is arbitrage, but the challenge is speed and liquidity for some of the different exchanges to be able to get everything lined up in enough time to execute on all of these in a timely fashion to put gas on it once you find it, right? And so if you're saying that you're finding a way to get all these APIs or these different systems and uniformly put into one location and quickly be able to execute on all this and have it done. And so if you do have some algorithms or bots or training things that you have and it can just be executing while you're sleeping, powerful. That is extremely powerful. Can we like spend a little bit more time on there and just say like how far in development? I know you said you just launched 2 weeks ago, but like how is it being utilized so far? Because this is, again, an extremely powerful tool.
Yeah. So actually, what you're saying, we got this kind of feedback about a year ago when we actually got a grant from the Georgian government of 650K. And this was a co-finance. So we've invested 1,200,000, something like that. And they gave us this other part of the money, so to say. And when we, accelerated our development, and this service is actually software as a service business model, classical one. So you just pay in a monthly to use this software. And as for the stage that we launched like 2 months ago, it's still a beta version, but we're thinking that we'll finalize it about in 2 months. So we'll have a kind of bigger launch with bigger marketing campaign and everything. There are some competitors, but they are also in an early stage. So we feel that with a proper marketing and with a proper kind of user acquisition strategy, we think that, as you said, these problems were the ones that we saw a year ago.
Right.
And we have, quite a good kind of, cohort of advisors who thought about this. And when we talked our solution to them, they said, go for it, do as fast as you can. So, even though we had some limitations with the tech talent again, due to it was quite hard to find additional, and we are still looking for some team members actually. We still managed to finish it on time. And we believe that lots of, like in the first stage, I think mostly professional crypto traders going to find value in this. But, there are lots of tools that might be useful for a novice ones and like for beginners as well. Because with a proper explanation of what each bot is doing, for example, and where you should pre-fund, like which exchanges you should pre-fund to do this in this case, and so on and so on. I think that it will be also useful for just a normal crypto traders who just want to make profit when they sleep. And that when like crypto markets do not sleep, right? So but people sleep, right? So if you can somehow adjust your speed, availability, and desire to trade when everyone else is sleeping, I think using bots in a proper way would be a game changer, so to say. And I know lots of people who are doing that, but it's very hard for them. Like you have to be very tech savvy. You can of course write your bots in Python and link it, but a ready-made solution, kind of turnkey solution for that, I think is a game changer, and we believe in this project as well.
No doubt. And just like you said, this is a little bit more advanced. So this is going to be a little bit more for your advanced trader and has some technical knowledge. But as it evolves, just like you said, and it's opened up to your everyday retail crypto investor, it's still going to be a very powerful tool that, like you said, once you figure out the operational piece of how you set everything up, can be making money in your sleep, which ultimately for a lot of these investors, because like you said, crypto doesn't sleep, it's open 24/7. It's always going to be active, to find ways to consistently find ways to balance your portfolio and find new entry points. And if you are doing arbitrage and other more advanced types of trades, this could be a really great and unique opportunity. So just from a phase standpoint, I know you said you just launched it and it's still growing. You're going to do like a fuller launch in like 2 months. If someone's interested in being one of these either first use cases or testing this out, is it that people can go and sign up online, or how is that working right now?
Yeah, they can sign up online. Actually, we give a 2 months free trial for that, so it's really easy. They can go to cryptex.com, to this domain, and they'll see all of our products that we have there. So when they click on Cryptex terminal, they will be kind of redirected to that web page, and they can just go sign up there and see what it can do. And if there are some questions or something like that, we have a quite good dedicated support team for that. So we'll be happy to guide people. We already have some test users actually from whom we are actually collecting some additional feedback. But mostly the feedback is positive. So there's going to be like small tweaks that we need to do, I think, for the next 2 months, and then there's going to be a kind of a full scale launch on that domain.
Right. And that's great, man. Well, congrats on that and getting all that going. The journey from Bitcoin ATMs all the way into wallets, also into having some exchanges and also having this unique trading tool. Y'all have been growing and building some really amazing stuff over the last 4 years. Is there anything else that's on the roadmap that people should be aware that's coming to Cryptex?
Yes. So as you know, like all of our projects are now in active development, but we still decided, to try and get some projects on a custom projects as well. So we have a software development company as well called Cryptex IQ, which actually takes on crypto-related projects from all over the world. It can be custom, like we even sell our wallet as a white label solution, for example. So, just a turnkey solution for that. We also sell our crypto exchange as a white label solution. So the whole thing. And then even the parts of this crypto, because it has different modules, right? So we even sell even the parts. And if someone is interested, we get some interest from different countries who would like to develop something quick in a good way. Yeah. So we have this dedicated kind of Cryptex development, development company, software development company that can take on custom projects as well and do it in high quality. So that's what we see afterwards. Like now, the talent that are working on these projects in active. Once these projects are launched, then there is only support needed there. So these people will be redirected to this our software development company. So they will take on the projects internationally, mostly, and 95%, it's going to be blockchain and crypto related, of course, because that's where these guys, our team has accumulated a huge experience, which is quite valuable at this time, as the blockchain and crypto developers are rare.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, that is another good thing that people who are listening, if you're looking to create your own blockchain crypto project and need some outside help, or if you're trying to create your own wallet, sounds like you have a way to do that as well with Cryptex. So again, George, thanks for breaking all that down and giving us a lot of information on what's on the roadmap for that. I just want to change gears just a little bit. With everything that's already happened in 2021 and with a lot of excitement that is now coming into the crypto blockchain space, what are some things that you're observing that you think others should be looking out for as well?
Yeah. So once we start talking about 2021, we should not forget 2020. So, For example, summer of 2020, which was a huge for DeFi, right? It's like everyone was there, and I don't know, Ethereum gas fees were growing and going up and so on, because everyone was launching these projects on Ethereum. And just before summer, Bitcoin halving happened, which also had a huge consequence on of course, on the Bitcoin, but on the crypto market in general. So I think DeFi is here to stay still, because it has lots of use cases, and it actually adds value somewhere in a more efficient manner to the traditional finance. So I think that there's going to be a huge demand on that field still. And I think that I would say the rally that started in 2020 will continue a little bit. Then there we might see some slowdown, but still. So the interest is growing and growing towards crypto. Institutional money, even though it has stopped for for the last 1 month, this institutional money flows into the crypto market is kind of lower than it was before. It's still there. So, and this institutional money means a lot. And as I've read, and it's also my personal belief that like the portfolio, like about like 10% of portfolio could become crypto related in global portfolies itself. So that thing actually, is a huge thing and for crypto. Additionally, what I see where there is some more interest is, of course, CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, and there are countries who've actually already passed the prototype stage and are actually looking to develop even further. And we have this $100 already in Bahamas, so it's also quite an interesting thing to observe. So like a first major, not major maybe, but at least first CBDC, a real CBDC. I see, and NFTs were quite a hot topic, and I think still are in this space, but I do not know that much about them now. I just know do not have that much deep knowledge in that, so I will not be talking much about that because I cannot.
No worries.
See it, sorry?
I said no worries. That's fine. But NFTs, I agree with you that that's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. No, I think these are the things, and I think also people, I think like crypto community actually now sees that it should not be like crypto should not be all Wild West. Like it should be somehow still regulated, right? Because a proper regulation, but it's important. Like proper regulation is important there. And by proper regulation, I mean that we should not kill crypto with laws and regulations, but we should kind of give it some kind of direction to develop still. Because if you just, try to kill it, it will still survive in a bad way. So I think it's like the countries should think about how they can adapt to crypto rather than block it right away. So I think that crypto regulations, like if we were in 2015 or like even 2017, like crypto community would be like, no regulations. Why? The cryptos are against regulations. That's why they created it, like Satoshi and Nakamoto and so on. But now I think even crypto community thinks that it is important because, there are still, of course, there are some bad use cases, and there are still lots of people who are not that knowledgeable, and they go into crypto one time, they lose everything, and they are just then blaming everyone, right? So there should be a good balance, so to say, a golden point where regulation is important, but too much regulation might kill it. So that's where it is.
And just to that point, I want to add is, to an extent, I agree with you that there needs to be some regulation. It helps from a country standpoint where what the guidance and the rules are so you can play within those rules. But if you straight up just say this isn't happening, then of course crypto enthusiasts and other people are going to find the ways to get it done. Yeah. But when there are ways, and something else you were talking about is just kind of how new people to the world of crypto, making it so easy that you intuitively can understand what's going on. So there are a lot of crypto companies who have created products that aren't necessarily the most user-friendly and aren't doing a lot to protect the newest person to not do things that could ultimately not benefit them. So I think that we're going to eventually get into this UI change of making sure that there is full autonomy with educating people on here's what each action does and why each one is important. And maybe from a regulation standpoint, making sure that some of those things are included with the UI so that people don't feel like they're being taken advantage of.
So I agree, Richard, completely with you. And like if we saw the DeFi projects, for example, in the summer of 2020, their UX UI, the web pages were a disaster. UX UI was disaster. No one could understand what was going on, therefore they're tech savvy. And now that is changing. Now that is changing a lot. These people, they understand that launching a project that nobody understands except for the few is not going to go anywhere, right? So they are now investing in UX UI hiring good designers, and educating people as well on their web pages as well. So this actually creates a, sense that someone cares, that someone does not, just want to hook you up for something and, just throw you away afterwards. So, and we are doing that as well. Like we are all, in Georgia and in regional countries, we also have some educational stuff going on. We have some meetups with the crypto community or people who are interested in crypto communities. I personally, I'm a lecturer at several universities in Georgia, in Hungary, in France. So I'm just visiting lecturer. I mainly teach finance actually, but I've already started discussing with some of the universities where I teach to add blockchain and crypto in the curriculum, because this is something that's gonna come soon. And I don't know if you've seen like even CFA, the CFA Institute, like a really honorable and a huge body in the field of finance. They've also done some research and published it about Cryptex, about Cryptex, about crypto and blockchain, cryptocurrencies in general. So there is even from academics now there is interest, and this kind of educational gap that there is, I think it's closing, and that's why we have a bigger adoption, because when people start understanding it fully, they will adopt crypto. That's my belief.
For sure. And, honestly, that's what our platform is all about, right? Bridging the gap between people who know nothing about crypto with thought leaders in the space, because education is important. It's one thing to provide access to someone so they know about an opportunity, then it's another to explain it in a way that they can take it and run with it. And then it's another to then give them an actionable way to receive the information and be able to do something with it. So we're all about that. Sounds like you're all about that as well, which is amazing and great. And George, you've dropped a lot of really good information on us. I have two more quick fun questions for you. One being, if you could take all of the knowledge that you have right now and could impart wisdom to yourself when you first got started or to the brand new newbie crypto person, what are some like 2 to 3 things that you would tell yourself or teach yourself?
Okay, so the first one is I would sell my house and invest in crypto. that's the first one for sure, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I've invested about 10%. No, actually, even not 10%, like 5 or 7% of my net worth back then. So, and still I was happy. But now I would invest, I think, 80% or 90% of my net worth. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I would, switch to crypto earlier, to be honest. And I would, deep dive into more stuff, dedicate more time to understanding everything so that I would have known earlier. And the third one, I would probably, which actually still is a possibility, I would probably, start learning coding myself.
Yeah.
I'm mostly a business-minded, a finance-minded guy, but I've tried it before. Due to time constraints, I was, not successful, but I still think that, at least their medium kind of understanding of coding would help me a lot.
Right. Yeah, I think those are 3 solid lessons. One is just seeing the opportunity in crypto and kind of doubling down a little bit, getting a little bit more involved and being a little bit more aggressive with what you allocated towards it, and then challenging yourself to learn a little bit more on the coding side. So it'd probably be a little bit more applicable being in the world of crypto and just all the different opportunities that are in it. So definitely appreciate those nuggets of information. But, as we wrap up, man, what is a final thought that you want to leave with all of our listeners here today?
I would like to say that, first of all, crypto is here to stay. And I would think that as people know about stocks, bonds now, mostly, lots of people know, I think they're another major asset class, which is crypto, should be also kind of known for them. So I would suggest that to read more about this. I would also suggest to understand more about the blockchain like applications, like where blockchain can be applied in which kind of industries and which kind of problems does it solve, because this like the blockchain itself is a huge innovation which and the ways to apply it to different worst case scenarios are still to be researched and to be found. So that's what I would say. And I think another thing is do not be afraid to kind of take initiative, but do everything in a calculate your risks accordingly. So never invest in crypto more than you can lose. You can allow yourself to lose, but I think that advice goes to everything in life. So never dedicate yourself to something unless you are ready that you might lose it. So that's,
for sure.
That's what
I think those are two great final thoughts of the day. So thank you so much for sharing those with us. How can people go learn more about Cryptex and also be able to connect with you?
Okay, so I guess everything starts with cryptex.com. That's our domain, so they can see us. I'm really open to new connections, so they can find me on LinkedIn under George Gvazava. My name is really easy actually to remember. I'm George from Georgia, so it's a rhymed one, so it's easy to remember. I also actually have some, I'm actually talent like finance expert at toptal.com. So I have a huge community on that side as well. Like Toptal is a great network for global freelancers. So I'm pretty open to connections and to suggestions. And I would say that I'm an easy person to reach out to.
Amazing. Well, again, George, thank you so much for spending some time with us and dropping all this knowledge. And for everyone listening, stay cryptocurrent. Today's episode is brought to you by Cryptex, where they specialize in making cryptocurrency easy. From blockchain to fintech, their focus is always on a smooth customer experience. You can utilize any of their multiple service lines, such as the Cryptex wallet for businesses that deal with multiple cryptos, their crypto exchange, which is a simple and secure crypto exchange, Cryptex Terminal, which is your one-stop shop for all crypto trading, the Cryptex IQ, which is custom software development, and so much more. For more information, please go to cryptex.com. Again, that's cryptex.com.